This is something that I found really interesting the last few years. I fly around the world a lot, and in this part of the world I fly pretty frequently over Egypt and around the desert and stuff, and there's been some features on the ground that have caught my attention over the years, and I'll show a picture of one of them later. Right now I'm just on Google Earth. I'm going to take some close-up looks at some stuff here. These features. Stuff like that there. What does that look like? Some geologists and scientists might tell you that that's pushed up by earthquake or erosion or something like that. The last few years I've found some interesting theories that I enjoyed learning about. This is a lightning strike scar. This guy got hit by lightning, and that's the scar that the lightning left on his body. This is lightning strike hit the ground and left that scar on the ground. Actually, that's a lightning bolt. Did that. Now look at these things. What does that look like? Looks like a major lightning bolt. Some of these features are hundreds of miles long that we're gonna look at, and these are all just between the Nile River east over to the Red Sea in that area, pretty much. They're all over the world. You can find these, you know, in deserts. It's easier to see them than it is in green areas, but they are all over. You can find them in the desert southwest of the United States, in Colorado and stuff. You can see them. Definitely looks like a lightning bolt. They call that a Lichtenberg figure, which is what lightning makes. Here comes an example of a lightning art. These guys charge this acrylic up with a 5 million volt electron accelerator, and then they use a little deal to discharge the static charge in there, and the acrylic records it. Here's a lightning strike on the ground, shows the Lichtenberg. There's more Lichtenberg features on the ground, or figures on the ground. This one's really detailed. And you can see there how it's not just eroding a surface, there is a three-dimensional form that was cooked into the ground, and now it was also eroding underneath it. So something actually caused an effect in the dirt that made this so that it was harder than the other dirt around it and it wouldn't erode. Sure looks like giant lightning hit the ground somewhere. Maybe interplanetary lightning. Ha 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 ha. I couldn't imagine a bolt like that hitting. That's just amazing. It would be amazing if that's what it was anyway. Here's some more lightning scars on people. Been hit by lightning and leave these scars on them. Yeah, if you use Google Earth and you wanted to look at some of this stuff, you can. It's real easy to find it. It's in east of the Nile River in Egypt, and west of the Red Sea is just full of it. There's another guy who took a hit by lightning, got a scar. This is some more of that artwork. They're saying they charge it up to like 1 million to 2.5 million volts yeah, voltage in that acrylic before they release it with that little trigger thing they use. So that thing ran for 20 minutes, continued to spark like that. So that doesn't look like those things on the ground. I don't know what does. Now just erode all the soft dirt away from that, and you'd have exactly that same thing, wouldn't you? That's not just erosion in my eyes. That's an actual 3D shape that's been cooked in the dirt. And now the rest of the soft dirt's washed away from it. What do they call those things on that one website that's doing this artwork? They called these, or he called those fossilized lightning, or lightning fossils. That's what it was. In the acrylic that he was doing. But these really look like lightning fossils in the ground where lightning has left its effect. Huge lightning. Massive. If that's what it was. Yeah, like I said, I fly over this area quite a bit, and I have been curious about those formations down there and just wondering, how does water create something like that? And now I think I feel like I do have an answer. I'm not saying it is the answer, but it seems like the best answer that I've heard or read up on so far is that gigantic lightning did that. Now you can see some pitted looking areas where these circular deals, which is also a common feature of lightning and electric discharge, like plasma discharge and stuff. Pitting is a common thing as the arcs will jump and whip around. And there's an area of quite a bit of pitting in that area, but you don't see it all over. Just in that area. So it's not like, a weather phenomenon or something that was just in that one 10 or 20 mile square area. More dude, I bet that stings. Another lightning hit the golf course. That would stink to be standing there with your clovers. Lightning hit the sidewalk. At the Lichtenberg figure on the sidewalk. I wonder if that kid was on the bicycle when that happened. And another golf course took a shot. Some more of the desert out there east of Cairo, east of the Nile River. If that really was lightning, this area would have been a miserable place to be when this was going on. This is really pronounced. I mean, you can see how 3D that is. How it was cooked into the ground, and then now the soft ground has eroded away around it, leaving that hardened. I think they call that, some of it's called like fulgurite, when lightning hits the ground and cooks it into a shape. There's another golf course, took a hit. Ouch. Need some cream on that. These are some more of the little acrylic art pieces this guy does, where he charges them up in his deal, and then he uses that little pointy deal to trigger the discharge in it. And then the discharge is burns itself in, or is recorded somehow, I think by burning the inside the acrylic layer, or inside the acrylic blocks. Really don't understand it all, but It was kind of fascinating to look at. And I just put these in here to demonstrate what the Lichtenberg figures look like. And they also call these fractals. Is another word if you wanted to look up fractals or Lichtenberg figures. If you Google that, you'll find a lot of stuff on that. That's pretty cool. This last picture that's coming up here in a minute is an actual picture that I took as I was flying over the area east of Cairo along the river, and I mean, this is like 14 years ago I took this picture, and I just could not understand how flowing water could make this feature. And now that I've found and read up on, you know, lightning and plasma discharges and things, and what kind of things they do, it makes a lot more sense, because you don't even see any tributary lines or anything going into this. It's completely an excavated erosion looking feature where you don't have any water flowing into it ever. Not just saying right now, but there's no evidence that it ever flowed into it.